I'm Gabriel Poole, professional college student and scholar of antiquity. This is the magic mushroom, one of many different psychoactive substances used by ancient civilizations and early human tribes. There are two main mushrooms that can be associated with psychedelic or psychoactive effects, Amanita muscaria and the larger genus psilocybe. Both of these mushrooms have psychoactive effects that range in similarities. This mushroom is native to large areas in both Europe, Asia, and the mountainous regions of the Middle East. In India, the mushroom Amanita muscaria is thought to be the religious plant or food soma. In the Rig Veda, an ancient religious Hindu text, soma is described as being a leafless plant that grew in the mountainous Hindu Kush region. This soma is said to have been the drink of the gods, and that regular people drinking it during religious rituals would bestow divine power or blessings. The Hansalu gold bowl, currently located in the National Museum of Iran, depicts different kings, gods, and rituals. It is thought to be 3,200 years old and could have been used by the upper class to consume haoma, an Indo-Aryan word for soma. The same mushroom that is theorized to be soma is also the Chinese shuma, a mushroom sought after by Chinese emperors for its spiritual connection and abilities. Zhang He argues that this mushroom was also harvested in the mountainous eastern parts of China and Tibet, but also obtained through contact and trade with the Indo-Iranians. He argues that shuma is most likely the same plant or mushroom that soma is. These mushrooms held a tight sway over important religious leaders and kings and emperors. There are fantasy stories about a presumed mythological emperor sending a party out to find and collect such mushrooms, only to find a whole island made of the mushrooms. Many different herbs and mushrooms were used by Chinese shamans, early doctors, and surgeons. One of the many ways to practice healing would be through the inhalation of incense. The incense burner in the Rockefeller Asian Art Gallery in Providence, Rhode Island, was most likely used for this purpose. The burner was most likely intended for use in the home rather than a common ritual occasion, and provided the family with a way of spreading the incense smoke around their living space. Shifting to the west, in ancient Greece, there are faint records of the psilocybe genus of mushroom being used in different rituals. One of the most famous rituals is in respect to the goddess Demeter, whom the Greeks thanked for the fertility of the soil and a good harvest. In the Homeric hymn to Demeter, it is said that she taught the kings of Eleusis a special ritual to worship her and her daughter. The rituals take place at the temple of Demeter in Eleusis. However, the contents of the ritual were kept almost entirely secret, with snitches even getting the death penalty. We do, however, have some information on these Eleusinian mysteries. The ritual does not discriminate against anyone. It did not matter your social class or gender. Even slaves were allowed to take part. After the pilgrimage to the temple, most of the rituals take place inside the temple, where we know that they had drunk a special drink and were shown some sort of object or artifact. This drink is also rumored to produce psychoactive effects. The 10 marble fragments of the Great Eleusinian Relief, a marble art piece, depicts Demeter presenting a young man with a type of grain. The most likely candidates for the psychoactive effect is the fungus ergot, which grows upon infected grains, and the psilocybe genus of mushroom. A widespread use of psychoactive mushrooms in the ancient world shows a deep connection the mushroom-induced trips had on their religion and society. From the stratification and the consumption of soma to the unordered masses attending the Eleusinian mysteries, the use of psychoactive mushrooms formed a deep connection to different cultures of the world and could be something each culture has shared.